You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength.
The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts.
We suffer more in imagination than in reality. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. To live a good life, we have the potential for it, if we can learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. Look at what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. No man is free who is not master of himself. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. He who is brave is free. Let not your mind run on what you lack as much as on what you have already. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. Silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Only time can heal what reason cannot. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well, for it is in your power to retire into yourself whenever you choose. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Nature hath given men one tongue, but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. It is not the things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about these things. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future.
Character is fate.
50 Buddha quotes.
1. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Duns 2. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. 3. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. 5. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We, ourselves, must walk the path. 6. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. 7. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. 8. In the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? 9. Health is the greatest gift. Contentment, the greatest wealth. Faithfulness, the best relationship. 10. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. 11. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. 12. Your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. 13. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. 14. It is better to travel well than to arrive. 15. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. 16. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. 17. A disciplined mind brings happiness. 18. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. 19. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. 20. Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. 21. If you truly loved yourself, you could never hurt another. 22. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. 23. The way is not in the sky. The way is in the heart. 24. Purity or impurity depends on oneself. No one can purify another. 25. Better than worshiping gods is obedience to the laws of righteousness. 26. Do not overrate what you have received, nor envy others. He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind. 27. A jug fills drop by drop. 2028. What we think, we become. 29. Pain is certain, suffering is optional. 33. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. 31. Do not believe in anything simply because you have heard it. Do not believe in anything simply because it is spoken and rumored by many. 32. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. 33. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change. 34. To understand everything is to forgive everything. 35. Work out your own salvation. Do not depend on others. 36. If anything is worth doing, do it with all your heart. 37. There has to be evil so that good can prove its purity above it. 38. True love is born from understanding. 39. Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. 40. Those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. 41. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. 42. No one can escape death and unhappiness. If people expect only happiness in life, they will be disappointed. 43. When you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. 44. Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely. 45. Believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, no matter if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. 46. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. 47. Nothing is forever except change. 48. In the sky, there's no distinction of east and west. People create distinctions out of their own minds and then believe them to be true. 49. Meditate. Do not delay, lest you later regret it. 50. One moment can change a day, one day can change a life, and one life can change the world.
"50 Confucius quotes."
1. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. 2. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. 3. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. 4. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. 5. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. 6. To see what is right and not do it is the want of courage. 7. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. 8. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. 9. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon and star. 10. The superior man thinks always of virtue. The common man thinks of comfort. 11. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the 3 universally recognized moral qualities of men. Tuatulv. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. 13. When anger rises, think of the consequences. 14. The superior man is distressed by the limitations of his ability. He is not distressed by the fact that men do not recognize the ability that he has. 15. What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. 16. He who exercises government by means of his virtue may be compared to the North Polar Star, which keeps its place and all the stars turn towards it. 17. The object of the superior man is truth. 18. When we see men of worth, we should think of equaling them. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. 19. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. 20. Study the past if you would define the future. 21. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. 22. The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterwards speaks according to his action. 23. The journey with a 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. 24. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. 25. The cautious seldom err. 26. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. 27. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. 28. Without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? 29. Respect yourself, and others will respect you. 30. The superior man makes the difficulty to be overcome his first interest. Success only comes later. 31. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. 32. A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words. 33. The superior man understands what is right. The inferior man understands what will sell. 34. If a man takes no thought about what is distant, he will find sorrow near at hand. 35. The superior man is firm in the right way, and not merely firm. 36. When you know a thing, to hold that you know it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it, this is knowledge. 37. Is it not a pleasure, having learned something, to try it out at due intervals? Is it not a joy to have friends come from afar? Is it not gentlemanly not to take offense when others fail to appreciate your abilities? 38. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. 40. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. 41. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. 42. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. 43. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. 44. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. 45. I hear, and I forget. I see, and I remember. I do, and I understand. 46. To know that we know what we know, and that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. 47. The firm, the enduring, the simple, and the modest are near to virtue. 48. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. 49. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. 50. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation there is sure to be failure. These quotes reflect the key teachings of Confucianism, focusing on self-cultivation, virtue, respect and wisdom.